Hey, this KI Apex here, and if I sound drowsy or whatnot, it is 12:27 while I'm recording this, so sorry, it's a little late. As the title suggests, this will be a video dealing with mech constructs ideas. We really won't be talking about Breakout Beast. I've already stated in another video, but I'll say in this one too. Whenever we talk about like topic ideas of any kind, maybe even for like movies or games, which I may or may not do, I'll be playing Destiny for that. So there's something to keep my mind on and keep interested and preoccupied while I'm on the subject. Also, now while I have not seen the images for any new stuff for the Breakout Beast, besides and whatnot, I did come up with another creature that I think could be added for the next wave. Though this is more at random. This is the only thing I'm mentioning. Like I said, this mech construction Breakout Beasts are not really gonna be mentioned. So another creature I think that could be put for the series for next wave could be the Kraken. And I'm thinking cause like one, you know, the shark is a sea creature that they had, and you know the Kraken's another sea one. And the fact is the head mode could use it where it has a tentacle face but it has jaws. It's just like the Lego author Kraken had the teeth and all that, and some other stuff. Though, like I said, this is not mainly about that. I just wanted to mention that I just had the idea that the other creature could be the Kraken because sharks and octopi has always been fighting, so you know you have that. Anyway, but this is about making construct ideas of what other creatures to have. So if you have about like an hour, let me start up. So we're gonna start off with Gears of War. So first things first, for Gears of War. Now that may or may not actually happen for the mech constructs. I think that's like up for debate at this point. I'm not really sure. But I do know that one, if they were to do it, they might kind of do it like how they did Destiny and Halo. And what I mean by that is that it would just be like called Gears of War. It wouldn't be like, oh, Gears of War 3, Gears 4, and all that. It's rather going to be called Gears or Gears of War for like the whole thing. And you're probably looking at me like, what make you say that? Okay. So if we look at Destiny and Halo like this from making constructs, you notice it just says Destiny and Halo. It's not like Halo 2, Halo 4, and it's just that, right? And then it'll be Gears of War. So they will have the thing called Gears of War. Yeah, it'll have figures from all the games, including like the ones where it's the swarm and locust. So for all the people who want like have a display where it's the swarm fighting the locust or the lampet, we can probably have that. Gears of War seems to still be be getting attention too. So more people probably want to get the game. Gears of War also for mech constructs, if it does become a thing, it's probably gonna be a black series because one, kids should not be known by Gears of War, and it is a pretty gory game. To be quite flippant honest. So, in retrospect, it's mainly for adults. But that is another thing to add on. To add on. Anyway, another thing I would like to say is that like for like the base skeleton, they don't even have to have a new head like body mold, because for the skeleton they can reuse the Destiny or maybe even the Halo stuff and just move it around. Because like look at the Predator figure, a lot of them is based off the Brute, the Halo Brute. So I'm gonna be quite honest, another feed straight up from the Brute. I can't remember if it's from the older ones though. But what I do know is one thing is for like all companies, NECA and all that, having time to make a whole brand new mold takes time and energy and practice in dealing with. And it's better, and when you can just retool pieces and just make certain quirks, it's much better. Which in this case they would do, because my thing is all they would have to do is like really just make certain armor and weapons, and they could just reuse the multiple stuff. Versus a lot of the characters, like creatures, use the same weapons anyway. So Gears of War itself would actually work well, especially since they can have different lines, and then they have a lot of the weapons are just gonna be reused anyway. So you would just make the certain characters and format to make. You know, you got Berserkers, Swarm Axe, and all that. I feel like that's all can work.
Come on.
Now that's and I think a lot of people would actually get the Gears of War figures or something, especially, and then you know they can do like how market, and like for like the important characters, they can do them the exact same way how like the Master Chief Spartan Lock. You know, you have them put there, and you have them moved around, but a lot of like but you know, just for like set base, like, oh, we're just fighting. Well, you just have Gears or Stranded fighting each other, or Locust or Lampet, and then you get the Swarm, which are fighting their own thing in battle, and you just got that to deal with, you know? So, you have that, and I really feel like it will work. And I know I'm trying to focus and not give like too much details, but like, when you're really, it's like, it's like very army based, that you can like make the weapons in this recraft. I mean, sure, it's gonna probably take energy to make the mold and process now, but really, majority of the thing you're just doing is making the armor first. First thing you're doing is getting the armor. Individual head molds can be done at a later date. You get what I'm saying? On top of like, you know, for like the base armor build and set for characters that can be reused, which will be pretty neat.
I got this, buddy. Take it easy.
And then the fact that you can have markets from like the older time frame, when he's old or when he's younger, would be neat. Especially since you would have the Swarm, the Rampant, and the Locust, and all other sorts of stuff. So it's all like debatable on that one, but that one might actually come to fruition. So you have that. The next thing I want to actually go over is Evolve. Now, a lot of y'all don't know what the game Evolve is. Some of y'all might. All I know is it's a multiplayer game that can be online. You can play by yourself if you really want to. It just be AIs, but pretty much you got team monsters and 4 hunters, and you got a couple different type of monsters, different type of hunters, and pretty much the monsters, they kill wildlife. Mind you, this is on like another planet. They kill like wildlife, evolve, become more powerful, have all these special abilities, and the hunters got all these abilities and weapons to hunt them down, to kill them, pretty much. Of course, it's like one monster versus 4 hunters, but you know, the monsters are like very powerful. So like, normally one hunter would never be able to beat like one monster, even if it was stage 1. So you know. But pretty much, I would think Evolve would be a good toy line for making construx to do. However, I don't think they'll do it anytime soon. Now, if they were to do it, it would be a main series, because Evolve is not gory, at least to my knowledge. I mean, I've seen a lot of people playing the game, but it's not really gory. I wouldn't consider it gory, so it wouldn't be like a Black series. It'd be more like on par with Disney and Halo, like, oh yeah, it's violence, but it's not like, oh yeah, it's you need to your kids can't touch it or something. And like, you know, I feel like for like, okay, first I'm gonna give my reason, then I'm gonna give you the reason why it probably won't pop up anytime soon. Okay, so one thing how I think it's cool, because one, there's like four, hold up, yeah, it's technically 4 creature types, but the fact you got variants too, you can say 7 monster types. And that's just the monster you get to play with, because the wildlife are monster too. So you technically got even more monster if you count like just the flipping standard monster animals that's on the planet.
Any updates for me?
And you got different hunters with different perks and different designs. So really making constructs, they would have this, they can have the set from like each monster. Cause one, they got like a bunch of skin customization skin tones, right? And you see how Mega Constructors did that with Halo and Destiny. So you can literally have like the monsters, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, different color variations by themselves or in like an attack sets. Maybe even you can have them for each form. You can have the variant, like you have the Kraken, the Elder Kraken, Goliath, Meteor Goliath, and all that. There are different stages, different skin tones, different hunters, or by themselves. And then, you know, you just craft it. Because once you get the base model, all you're doing is like up in the size scale or something. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. And I feel like if they did the monsters for Evolve, I think they'll do it like how they get them the baby Game of Thrones dragons. It would just be, okay, that's Ice Maker. It would just be small, like this body would be scaled up or something. Cause I mean, it will still be like the base model. They'll just be adding on stuff. So you will have that to worry about. And then you get the hunters, which I mean, you have customized hunters, but like a lot of people have like the stereotypical name and play, and then you can just spam or whatnot. And then if you just don't ignore the hunters and the standard monsters you play with, you still got the wildlife, which a lot of wildlife are still monsters that I mean, I don't think people mind having, especially since the more aggressive ones that are like huge that be fighting. Because I mean, some of the monsters, some of those things be fighting, attacking, and I think they'll be cool as figures too, because they actually got their own unique design. I mean, they wouldn't be something that you would have like the hunters like hunt, but you know, it'll still be there. Oh, you know, since I'm talking, I can just let these cutscenes play out. Anyway. But yeah, so I feel like Evolve would actually be a good toy line, a figure line for the Mega Constructors to work on. The thing is, unlike Gears of War, I don't think that would happen because, well, recently I think to my knowledge Evolve has been falling off, so a lot of people, Mega Constructors probably wouldn't go for it because Evolve is no longer as popular as it once was. And I think when it comes to games, I think when it comes to Mega Constructors using game characters, they have to be like in the thing. That's why like Halo and Destiny, Halo is still going on because you know Halo is still like a thing. While however flipping Destiny, you notice how Destiny since it popped low again, they let Destiny dropped off the ether for a while, and they and at times when they said Destiny probably gonna come back up for the figures, unless Destiny pops back in the playlist for characters, Destiny's not getting new figures for Mega Constructs. However, they did Borderlands, but look at them having God of War, Borderlands having their own line, and those games are popping. So you can see where I'm using examples here. So like if Evolve pops up with stage 3, add some more monsters and get better in the game, we might get some Evolve figures. You know, because I think people enjoy having better figures and toys of Evolve or whatever. And I think having like a little Evolve Goliath and Behemoth like attacking people would be pretty cool. But like I said, for Mega Constructors to do it, I think the game would have to be back to being the latest hot thing for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be focused on it. So they probably wouldn't even do it for now because, like I said, Evolve wouldn't be popular. But you know, if it gets back to being popular, they'll probably actually do figures of it. Because I think when it comes to them doing games, the games have to be popular.
Now I'm pissed.
To my knowledge, that's the reasoning. So you know, but seeing how it's not right now in the highest group of it, they're probably not going to make a figure of it. Make any figures of it. Though if Evolve gets back and being popular with everybody, they might actually have it done. They might actually have it done. Though I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure. I will pretty much have to. We'll have to see. But that's me thinking of Evolve being done in for Mega Constructs. Resident Evil is something that a lot of people have thought of, and now I haven't heard any mention of it happening. But it could very often happen though. I mean, cause one, I feel like Resident Evil wouldn't really be too hard for them to make, and the games are still popping and whatnot. I just think unlike Resident Evil would be more like how Call of Duty would have, like how you have Call of Duty Ghosts and whatnot. It wouldn't be like, oh, Resident Evil, and they just have a line of everything. But you do got the fact that with Resident Evil being
Cade, Petra, what's happening down there?
let me call it.
Come in, Cade.
We're gonna have all those creatures that I think a lot of people like. The real life for like standard zombies, they pretty much they pretty much do the same thing they did for Call of Duty zombies, I guess. And then you just have like random humans, and then really you just get like the important characters to actually be the one worried about, if you want to be honest.
This ether is wrong somehow.
And just like things like to tyrants or whatnot that you brought up. But to be quite honest, a lot when it comes to Resident Evil, a lot of stuff will be easy to make. And I think Resident Evil as a whole would be a Black Series thing. But maybe Mega Construct, because like I said, for them to do figures, they need a license. And I think another reason why we get to see a clip of what we think is them doing Gears of War, because they're actually getting a license for it. Evolve, here's another reason why I think Evolve wouldn't be able to do anything, because, well, Evolve, to my knowledge,
And it's close.
it's technically a dead game. It's no longer being supported. So how you gonna get a license to make figures of a game if there's no company to let you get a license? Now, sure, that can be a reasoning for them to do the figure, and no one can sue them. Like, hey, you can get me to not make a figure of us. Well, no one's supporting it now. So I mean, that can work. That can work both ways. That can work both ways. You know what I'm saying? That can work both ways. But yeah. So Resident Evil, I mean, I feel like that one's more fair game. But maybe they wouldn't do it because they can't get the licensing too. Because licensing is an important role. Kids can't be like, oh, we make toys of a company, they need like a license. Lego, as you know, Lego don't technically need a license to do anything, because if Lego makes its own version of a toy of a game and movie, then they can make the toys of their own game and movie. That's why Lego don't have. I don't think Lego has any license for half this stuff, and that's because they make their own versions. Like you can't like Legendary Godzilla is Toho Godzilla. They're much different, made by different people. They can use the name, so it's not no lawsuit can be put informed.
With these things, they used to be fallen.
Now I gotta think of something else looking at it. I think that's all like the game characters I can think of. Like games. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I saw. I don't know about that. I could think. Is there another game I would? I mean, Prototype. Nah, Prototype's been like long gone. I want something that I want some. I want because the stuff I name out be something that can actually be manageable and actually could potentially happen. And as for games, I can't really think of anything else that's actually recent.
Fallen didn't just become this. Someone did this to them.
So I'm at like a loss here. I mean, I could think Monster Hunter, but I don't think that would be something that like I don't know, because the flipping Capcom was very amendment about them making their own stuff, and I'm not really, and I think the only reason why AK Monster was able to get the Rathos and flipping Narakuga thing is because they were sponsoring it or something. But to be quite honest, they'll probably not be able to do that. So as for other figures, I'm not sure. Like for other game stuff. Now another thing I want to pay for making sure is now what I'm gonna suggest is not gonna be like a permanent series like for a lot of the stuff I ever mentioned so far. This is more for like one solo hero lines. Okay, so I was thinking like some anime like characters, some like fire anime characters being brought into the fold of the figures. Like, you know, we get Natsu or Soul and Maka, or like maybe even Skuna, which I doubt Skuna can't fight. Well, I mean, he probably could fight more in the manga. But like, oh, I can change. Oh my god, sorry. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so like I'm thinking if like for like an anime character wise, we can get Natsu. Now, like I said, this is not like us like, oh, we're getting fairy tale figures or something. I'm not thinking anything like around those lines. I'm thinking like the lines of we'll call it like the hero, like hell, like look how we got like Futurama. We never gonna get a Futurama toy line. Yeah,
I
we
still
got
can't
Fry
get
and
any more
Bender.
crumbs.
And like we already know we're gonna get like a Hellboy line. Yeah, we got Hellboy. And heck, we might even get Peter from Family Guy eventually. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking like random characters from like maybe like the whole game line, like for like the hero line, like the stereotypical hero line. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, so like you know, I'm thinking like more like some of the future hero line characters are more dealing with anime. Like if we get some more anime like characters, they can be from like the hero line, right? I know a couple of y'all looking at me like, what? Cause I mean, I'm like, think about it. We can get like Kaneki, King Kaneki, and flipping, whatchamacallit. Oh yeah, these are torches, okay. We can get characters like King Kaneki, Natsu, and some other characters from anime for the heroes like, and I think they would actually be bought. I think they would.
The lower we go, the more corrupted ether we
But
see.
yeah, but that's for like the hero line, like random characterization, not like true weaponage. Weaponage. But to be quite honest, that's about it. That's all I gotta think of right now. So I guess I can get more details for like the stuff I mentioned beforehand, I guess. Because you know what? Like it depends, like anything to do with anime, I think that would just be like for hero line stuff, so it'd be like random characters. You know, and then I mentioned the game stuff. And then, oh yeah, but yeah, so one Gears of War band may not become a thing. And you know, eventually they'll do like how they had Halo, where it'll just be Gears or Gears of War, and we'll have from all of them, which would be pretty neat. The ones I'm thinking about is how they do the creatures, which I still think we would have, because I mean, why wouldn't we? You know. And then for like Evolve, I mean, we literally can get battle sets where it's the hunters versus the monsters, or you see the hunters try and use the wildlife, or you have like the monsters with the wildlife creatures. Cause like I said, the wildlife creatures have their own good detail. Plus, you can have multiple the same creatures, all have a different skin tone, have like the Wendigo coloration, the flipping okay, you can have the Wendigo coloration, or like any other coloration that the monsters could have. And then and every monster has like 3 stages, and so you got 4 monster types, 7 you count the variants. And then you got the fact that you can change, the monsters have different skin tones. So you can really remodel a lot of the monsters majority of the time. Switch it, and there's like at least 8 different hunters. And then each of them have their own weapon gimmick or whatnot that you can use, right? And so you can change who hunts certain monsters the skin tone on the monsters, and then you can switch out the stages. If you understand, if you get what I'm saying. I just feel like it would evolve. It'll be a lot of people go for the figures. It's just Microsoft probably won't go for it because not a lot of people are focusing on that game now. But if it were to hit back up again, I think they wouldn't hesitate. I mean, I don't understand how the whole license and thing works, so that is truly debatable. So, you know, you have that. And as for raising the evil, like I said, like a lot of stuff, like I feel like for the zombies, all they had to do is just reuse the Call of Duty zombies and just make it like more sickly looking, I guess. However, for like
It's fuse shut. We need another way.
However, for like something like the bigger monsters like the hunters, they'll take details. But now that I think about it, I think that's all the things I could think of top of my head that I would think could work for that. And like I said, evolve probably won't happen unless the game kicks back up, because that's how they deal with like game idea. Cause like, you know what, like God of War, if it wasn't for the fact that Ragnarok is probably popping up, they probably wouldn't have even did Kratos at all. They probably wouldn't even. Probably wouldn't even did Kratos at all because of who it was in the Black Series. So yeah, we snap grenade. Anyway, oh snap. But yeah, so well, I don't got anything else to add. Like, I only went over the thing I wanted to go for, and I guess I was just waiting. I guess I thought I was gonna be like, I don't know, preoccupied or something.
No. Kate's ghost. She's dead.
But I guess I wasn't, so.
With without his ghost, Cade dies. We've got to find him.
Because all these things that could pop up or would be a good idea, but it's not like it's gonna, not like it outright means anything. The only one thing I mentioned that has more meaning to it is probably the flipping, whatchamacallit, the Gears of War thing. Want me to be honest? Well, I got like nearly 30 minutes. So what's up? I think I'm out of ammo. So I guess I can go back and bring up breakout piece, I guess. So, let's see. Okay, so I guess I'll bring up breakout piece again. So we got her how earlier I was talking about how another creature I can guess would be the Kraken, right? Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking back to the little I was thinking about the evolve, how the Kraken head design looks. And I didn't realize that it had teeth. So I was actually thinking about like more of like design wise. And then I was thinking back to how one of the creatures I actually thought way back what the sea creatures would be like a squid like sea creature at the face. And so I was not, when I thought back to that, I was like, oh wait a minute. When I thought back to it, I was like, oh. Oh god.
Hold on, Kate. We're coming.
I decided to like go on for any like other detail. I mean, I got what I wanted to tell y'all. I'm probably gonna check to see if y'all actually heard me properly or whatnot. Hope I stayed on topic for y'all. Yeah, I think that'll be it. I don't see a reason to break up beast into this. So yeah. Like, subscribe, show your friends, and maybe give in your ideas of what you think what could be Aftermath constructs, what stuff they could do in the future. Maybe even your own creature ideas that you think they would do for Breakout Beast. Think maybe answer and say, do you think Evolve is a good would be a good toy figures for them to do? Who knows? Like, subscribe, show your friends, and let the